Well, a fourth straight victory for Barcelona. Lewandowski getting himself into double figures. He'll get the headlines, Stewart, but it's much more than that. It's all very happy days at Barcelona, isn't it?
It certainly is. The Barcelona didn't have to be at their very best today because Elche were poor. And then they had the players sent off. They were trying to play a high offside line. It suited Barcelona. Lewandowski tried to make a run in behind. It was an easy pass for De Jong. And the centre-half brought him down, the captain as well. So once they went down to 10 men, Elche had all sorts of problems. And Barcelona could play at will almost, I would say.
The luxury for Barcelona at the moment is that he can make half a dozen changes from a disappointing game in midweek against Bayern Munich. And he's got cover in every single position. And when he makes a change, it's not weakening Barcelona.
No, I was surprised to see Memphis Depay in the starting line. I thought he's one of the players that I thought Xavi didn't really fancy. But he actually played very well, and he worked very well with Balde down that left-hand side. He kept on coming in off the touchline to support Lewandowski. He scored an excellent second goal with the turn and the finish. So every player that came on, Frankie de Jong was one of the outstanding players for Barcelona. He's not one of the first picks at the moment, I wouldn't think. He came in for Busquets in that holding midfield role. I think the only disappointment would be for Barcelona. Kessie came in and in his very first challenge, got a yellow card for an elbow. And from that moment on, he was always under pressure. So Xavi had to take him off at half-time. So we didn't see the best of Kessie in that first half.
It is a work in progress at the moment for Barcelona, but they must be so far ahead of where Xavi thought they would be. We mentioned in commentary, you catched your mind back a year ago. Most of these players were not part of the Koeman plans back then. It's a revolution that's ahead of its time. 4 wins in a row, they're scoring goals for fun, and they're a fearsome opposition again.
And some young players as well. When you look at Xavi and Pedri are outstanding players. Frankie de Jong is still a fairly young player. Rafinha's come into the side and looking good when he came as a sub in this game. Dembele's rediscovered his form and providing crosses. And then you've got the experience of Lewandowski to match it all up. So I think at the moment, Barcelona look a top side to me. I think they will challenge Real Madrid for the La Liga title. They look as though they're playing with confidence. They've got a great squad. They've got a manager that knows how he wants his team to play. And the thing we haven't talked about is they win the ball back so quickly, something that Guardiola wanted from Barcelona in their heyday.
Gone back to those days of Guardiola, isn't it? There's this kind of unwritten rule that the opposition couldn't have the ball for more than 6 seconds. And they've gone back to those standards that he was setting at the club as well. It is very much a Barcelona team in the image of Guardiola and Cruyff before him.
Absolutely. You know, that was key to them. Yes, they can hold the possession, but you only get possession if you can win the ball back quickly and stop the opposition counter-attacking. And Barcelona at the moment are getting back to those high standards of doing that. I think Frankie de Jong had 23 interceptions. He won the ball back 23 times, which says exactly how well he played. But it was far too easy for Barcelona. Elche looked a poor side, a dispirited side. They'd lost their centre-half. They lost the coach, and they were just hanging on for most of the game. Really.
And talk about Lewandowski. People thought he'd maybe come here in the autumn of his career, but he's still very much in the summer of his career. I think it was the 3rd brace in a row that he's scored. There's and he failed to score in 1 LaLiga game. I mean, he's creating records yet again wherever he goes, and he looks like he's hungry. And he looks, most importantly, like he's enjoying it.
He certainly enjoyed it. He could have scored more goals in the game because he had a couple of good saves from the goalkeeper. I mean, he did mostly the right things with the finishes as well. The goals, he's in the right place at the right time. He doesn't link up the play that much. He doesn't want to get involved too much in the build-up play. But when the crosses come into the box, when there's some clever play around the box, he always finds himself in that right position. His movement's excellent, and he's a good finisher. I'm sure he's going to score lots and lots of goals for Barcelona this season.
And so Barca go to the top of the table for 24 hours or so, at least until the Madrid derby. But it puts the pressure now on Real Madrid. They can't afford to slip up at all, can they?
No. I mean, they've got a big game against Atletico Madrid. That's a massive derby. Are Real Madrid still the side they were last year? I think they're better than they were last year. They've got some younger players coming through. Like Barcelona, they can take people out the team and put youngsters into the team and change it again. So I think this is going to be a great race for the title this season. And don't forget, Atletico Madrid on their day can beat anybody.
And a month to go to El Gran Clasico. Do you think Xavi knows his best 11 yet?
I think he knows his best 11. And I think we probably know his best 11. I think it might just depend on the wide front areas. But in midfield, I'm sure it'll be Xavi, Pedri and Busquets as the holding player. Right back might be an issue. Does he play Koundé there? Does he play or Bellerin who's come into the side? So that's an area where it may just differ. And of course, left back. He's got 3 left backs: Jordi Alba, Marcos Alonso, and Balde, who played well today.
Well, it's developing into a classic and a gripping La Liga season. Don't forget, you can see every single match here on ESPN Plus.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.